Hey folks, I'm best-selling author David McKnight. Today I'm going to be telling you the truth about Ken Fisher. All right, I think we all know that Ken Fisher hates annuities. In fact, he's become famous for saying so. Take a listen to what he said at the beginning of a recent video he made critiquing annuities.
I would die and go to hell before I would sell an annuity.
Is Ken Fisher justified in his hatred for annuities? First of all, I think we need to break down exactly what it is Ken Fisher hates about annuities. The rest of his video tells the whole story. In his first criticism, he takes aim at the annuities' high fees. Take a listen.
Most annuities have nosebleed level fees.
Okay, do annuities have nosebleed level fees? For the most part, the answer is no. In fact, most of them don't have any fees at all. I'm talking fixed annuities, index annuities, deferred income annuities, and single premium immediate annuities. If they tell you you're getting a guaranteed $1,000 per month for the rest of your life, that's exactly what you're getting. No fees ever get deducted from that stream of income. There's one major exception, and that's the variable annuity. Do variable annuities have high fees? Sure, but you're getting something useful in exchange for those high fees. But let's be clear, there are a lot of other investments out there that also have high fees. Futures, options, gold, Bitcoin. Fees are only really an objection in the absence of value. Now, variable annuities are not my favorite annuity, but we must concede that the customer is getting something useful in exchange for those fees. They're getting the ability to elect a guaranteed lifetime stream of income, regardless of what is happening in the stock market or on the geopolitical scene. So again, you are paying a fee, but you're getting something useful in exchange for it. So, what do we make of this claim? Categorically false. Next, Ken Fisher claims that annuities don't accomplish what they claim to accomplish.
Don't do what the customer thinks they do.
This strikes me as an unfounded assertion. In my experience, clients know exactly why they're purchasing an annuity. They want a guarantee that they'll never outlive their money. In fact, survey after survey shows that this is the average retiree's number one fear in retirement. They don't want to run out of money before they run out of life. In fact, they fear it more than death itself. By the way, let's go back to what Ken Fisher said about high fees. If your most important goal in retirement is to make sure you never run out of money, then you should probably compare the stock market approach that Ken Fisher recommends against a guaranteed lifetime income annuity approach that's advocated for by the likes of Yale professor Roger Ibbotson, Wharton professor David Babel, Dr. Wade Pfau, and others. Ken Fisher is certainly aware of Monte Carlo simulations that show that if you want to have a realistic expectation of your stock market portfolio lasting through life expectancy, you should never take out more than 4% per year. This was discovered by a financial advisor named Bill Bengen back in 1992 and became known as the 4% rule. So if you have $1 million in your portfolio, you should never take out more than $40,000 per year. Well, recently, economists downgraded the 4% rule to the 3% rule. They said the variables that went into the 4% rule were overly optimistic and out of date. That means the most you could ever take out of that $1 million portfolio in a given year is $30,000. Well, consider a single premium immediate annuity. If I'm 65 years old and I want to guarantee that I'll always receive $30,000 per year for the rest of my life, that would require an initial deposit of much closer to $500,000. In other words, I can accomplish the very same thing that Ken Fisher's approach can accomplish, but at half the cost. And while Ken Fisher's approach does have an 86% likelihood of being successful, the annuity approach has a 100% rock-solid guarantee based on the claims paying ability of the insurance company. I think there's a secret that Ken Fisher doesn't really want you to know, and that's that his approach to mitigating longevity risk is twice as expensive as an approach that utilizes a guaranteed lifetime income annuity. So what do we make of this claim? Also false. Next, Ken Fisher claims that annuities are problematic from a tax perspective.
Have tremendous tax problems.
Do annuities really have tremendous tax problems? Well, 95% of all annuities are funded with money from IRAs and 401ks and are treated under the exact same section of the IRS tax code. So if people are concerned with how their annuities are being taxed, they should be just as concerned with how their IRAs and 401ks are being taxed. When you put money into these types of tax-deferred accounts, you essentially go into a business partnership with the IRS, and every year they get to vote on what percentage of your profits they get to keep. Not a very good business partnership if you ask me. So you could have $1 million in your IRA, but unless you can accurately predict what tax rates are going to be and the year you take that money out, you don't really know how much money you have, and it's pretty hard to plan for retirement if you don't know how much money you have. So how do you solve the inherent tax problems associated with an annuity owned inside an IRA? You have to have an annuity that has what I describe in my best-selling book, Tax-Free Income for Life, as a piecemeal internal Roth conversion. This feature allows you to shift the money from your IRA annuity to a Roth IRA annuity in whatever amount you want over whatever time frame your financial plan calls for. Once you complete that Roth conversion, you can begin drawing guaranteed lifetime income that's tax-free and that does not cause Social Security taxation. So what do we make of this claim? Once again, overwhelmingly false. Next, Ken Fisher talks about the annuity's perceived illiquidity.
Are hard to get out of once you're in them.
Do annuities have surrender charges? Sure, but if you have a guarantee that you'll never run out of money so long as you're on this side of the grass, and this approach costs half as much as would be required to mitigate longevity risk in the Ken Fisher way, then I'm not sure why you would ever want to abandon this approach. The real reason Ken Fisher is frustrated with the surrender charges in an annuity is because it prevents annuity owners from moving their money to Fisher Investments, where he can charge them up to 1.5% of their balances per year. So how do we judge this claim? It's both false and disingenuous. Next, Ken Fisher weighs in on the physical size of the annuity contract.
And are extremely confusing with a contract that's about that thick.
More hyperbole on the part of Ken Fisher. The fact is, I've seen dozens of annuity contracts, and they're all actually thinner than any prospectus you'd ever receive from Fisher Investments. Now, do annuity contracts have legalese that characterize the types of guarantees these products provide? Well, you would certainly hope so. If what you're looking for is guaranteed income for life, you would want those guarantees described in ironclad, rock-solid legal terms that you can rely on, rain or shine. And yes, those guarantees are found in the annuity contract. So how do we characterize this claim? Wrong again. Next, Ken Fisher claims that annuities are not designed to provide the average customer any real benefit.
These products are not made to benefit the customer.
Folks, the whole purpose of an annuity is to provide you a benefit that literally can't be provided in any other way. The entire intent of the annuity is to guarantee you can pay for your living expenses in spite of what's happening in the stock market or on the geopolitical scene, and regardless of how long you live. Furthermore, there's a long list of health and psychological benefits associated with guaranteed lifetime income that you almost certainly won't get through a Fisher investment portfolio. We're talking more predictability in retirement, less anxiety, and according to Stephen Dubner of Freakonomics, a longer life. He says, quote, "It's that little extra incentive of the annuity payout that keeps people going," close quote. What's more, if you have your basic living expenses guaranteed in retirement, that gives you a permission slip to take more risk with your stock market investments, and that increases the likelihood that your retirement portfolio will last through life expectancy. So what do we make of this claim? Ken Fisher is actually 180 degrees wrong. In fact, if he were any more wrong on this, he'd be veering his way back towards right again. Next, Ken Fisher claims that not only do annuities not provide the customer any benefit, but that the only real beneficiary of an annuity is the financial advisor who makes the recommendation.
The real winner is the salesperson.
This is coming from the guy who is currently worth $7.1 billion. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with being worth $7.1 billion, but it's clear that he built that kind of wealth by providing a service with a perceived benefit. So when you roll your money over to Fisher Investments, I think we can all agree that Ken Fisher is one of the huge winners in that transaction. Do advisors who recommend annuities get paid for their recommendation? Certainly, but it's disingenuous at best for a billionaire who has profited enormously over the years from making financial recommendations to criticize a financial advisor for getting compensated for recommending an annuity, particularly if that annuity guarantees that the retiree will never run out of money. So how would I characterize this claim? Once again, false. Next, Ken Fisher says there are better ways to do what an annuity claims to be able to do.
Anything you want to do with annuities, there's a better way to do.
Folks, if what you're looking for is a strategy that puts you in a position where you'll never run out of money so long as you're on the side of the grass, a guaranteed lifetime income annuity is the best, most cost-effective way of doing so. This is vindicated by study after study after study after study. If anything, Ken Fisher is consistently wrong. His criticisms of annuities are dangerously misleading and are primarily motivated by his goal of getting you to transfer your assets to Fisher Investments, where in the long run, Ken Fisher ultimately wins. If you want to learn the true story on how annuities can help eliminate tax rate risk and longevity risk from your retirement portfolio, take a look at my best-selling book, Tax-Free Income for Life through Penguin Random House. And if you need help crafting a strategy that ensures that you'll have guaranteed tax-free income for the rest of your life, head on over to davidmcknight.com. I'm happy to lend a hand. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.